What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another very important AMC update to bring all of you this afternoon. So what we're going to be covering in this update is some data that is reaching all-time highs. We are seeing this data continuously climb up, and in my opinion, especially with the current time that we have for AMC right now, when we're expecting this big price movement to the upside over the next couple of weeks and months, I think this data really shows us that we are really in a good spot at the current time. We're also going to continue this conversation about the potential gamma squeeze that we have coming up over the next couple of weeks if we are able to see a significant price movement to the upside. In addition to this, we also have Adam Aron basically releasing to us expansion plans for AMC and how they are going to plan to increase their revenue over the next couple of quarters, years, and thereafter. This is more bullish fundamental news for the company and just goes to show that the retail investors were correct, the shorts were wrong, and their short thesis is done. Now, there's also a very significant potential catalyst happening in the after hours today. We have GameStop's earnings. A lot of people are talking about the possibility of them releasing either a crypto dividend or an NFT crypto dividend. So we're going to go over exactly what would happen if this dividend were to get released and how AMC would be affected by that as well. So before we get into all of that information, if you enjoyed the information and analysis that I provide for you in this update, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So at the current time that I'm recording, AMC is currently trading at $47.44. So we are seeing a little bit of volatility today. The reason for this is I do believe a lot of institutions and even retail investors are positioning themselves for what could potentially be happening in the after hours trading period after GameStop has its earnings call. So there is going to be a lot of jockeying for position. There's going to be a lot of buy orders, a lot of sell orders, and we're going to see some volatility going into the end of the day. So when we come over to this Ortex update right here, utilization 92.38, still significantly higher than what we were seeing a couple of days ago. But again, it is not really at that point where we are going to see the cost to borrow significantly increase or the potential for a forced share recall increase as well. But what we are seeing is that the estimated short interest as a percentage of the free float is at an all-time high. We can see that the estimated short interest down here has gone down a little bit throughout the day, 19.01%. But as of the close yesterday, or as of the market open today, we can see that the estimated short interest, 19.23%. The shorts have not covered their position, and not only have they not done that, they have added to their short positions. This is just making it much worse for them. They are continuously kicking the can down the road, and it's just going to bring more buying volume into the stock once we see these dominoes start to fall. Now, when we look at this chart right here, this line in yellow, this is going to be tracking the estimated short interest as a percentage of the free float. The last time that we got to an all-time high in terms of this short interest was back in the middle of April. We saw a little bit of a downtrend in the short interest. We saw it pick back up before we saw that massive run up in the end of May and the beginning of June. This is kind of similar to what we're seeing here. We saw a run up in the short interest. It came down and is now coming to the upside. I think this is a really good sign for us and something that we need to keep watching for. But again, just because the short interest continually is increasing doesn't mean that they're going to be covering these shorts. It actually just means the exact opposite. They are continually shorting this stock. So what is going to be the catalyst that is going to force a lot of these institutions to cover their position? Well, it could be what's happening after hours, potentially with GameStop, or we could just see the price start to run up based on technicals that is going to force a significant amount of the smaller or medium-sized shorts to cover their positions. Now, when we come over to Stonko Tracker right here to get a decent understanding of what we're looking at for options expiring in the money this week, 49,000 contracts at the current time. Again, nothing too crazy. We have 700,000 shares available to borrow, basically according to Interactive Brokers, I believe it is. And coming down here, again, this September 17th date, still very big. We have 272,000 calls out of the money right now. And if we see this run up, we are going to see a significant amount of buying volume pushed into the stock. More buying volume, the higher the price is going to go. Now, let's get into what Adam Aron has been saying about our beloved company, AMC. Cinema History by AMC Theaters is launching a $25 million national advertising campaign. Never done before by any theater chain, our magical and powerful commercials star Oscar winner Nicole Kidman explaining why seeing a movie at an AMC is so incredibly special. This is great news. They're going to be putting out these advertisements. People are going to be seeing more AMC. AMC is going to be put in front of their eyes a lot more. In my opinion, this is a great thing that AMC could be doing with the money that they have brought in from all of these share offerings. They could have done some other things with that money, pay down some debt. But again, if they are using it to basically springboard the business into the future, that is incredibly bullish in my opinion. Now, let's talk about this potential catalyst and what exactly it means with this GameStop NFT crypto dividend. So, a lot of people are very excited about this today. It's entirely possible, though, I want you guys to know this, that this does not happen. I want everybody to be fully aware of this because if you remember on July 14th, that was the date that a lot of people were hyping up for this dividend to get released or this crypto to really get released in a statement to be released to the public, and nothing ended up happening. But if they are going to release a dividend, an earnings call would be the time that they would do it. So I can see where people are coming from. So let's take a look at some of the evidence about what could potentially be coming. We have nft.gamestop.com. So they are planning on releasing some sort of NFT in the future. We don't necessarily know what it is at the current time, so we would need to get an announcement from GameStop to figure out exactly what it is. But let's see how this would work if it were in the form of a dividend and take a look at what happened with Overstock, how Patrick Byrne's final act at Overstock crushed short sellers. When we come down a little bit further, shares of the online merchant are on a tear, up about 60% in 2 weeks. Now, this happened, I believe, back in 2019. Yep, right here. And what we can see is that data from S3 Partners, a financial analytics firm, show that about 6% of the 13.2 million shares borrowed by the people betting against Overstock have been bought back in the past 3 business days. So if you guys don't know, Overstock has had a couple of squeezes in the past, but this was really the main big one because the reason for their squeeze was right here. While other reasons may exist for the rally, one explanation centers on a blockchain-based digital security that Overstock said on July 30th it would grant to shareholders of record on September 23rd as a dividend. Because the security could prove hard for others to lay hands on, the potential exists for it to snarl the process by which shorts maintain positions. Stocks all over America have been benefiting last week from rush purchases, yada, yada, yada. But here's where it gets interesting. The theory behind the squeeze is technical because it comes down to the obligation a short seller faces to pass dividends back to whomever lent him the shares. That may prove difficult in Overstock's case because the so-called digital voting Series A1 preferred stock it promised in July is unregistered, will trade only on a blockchain exchange owned by a subsidiary, and may face restrictions on transfer. So what we can see here is it's going to be very, very difficult for these institutions who are short AMC to figure out a way to not only come up with the money to pay this dividend, but also a mechanism for them also to issue this payment. Now, there's also a statement from NASDAQ here. It's a complex situation, and we're trying to help our clients figure out the best course of action. If you're short the stock, how are you going to deliver crypto? You have no way of delivering it, so you're like, okay, well, I have to cover this stock because I can't deliver the dividend. So this could potentially be happening behind the scenes with GameStop, but again, we don't know at the current time. If it is announced, we could potentially see some crazy, crazy volatile price action. But again, I want everybody's expectations to really be kept in check because there is a lot of uncertainty going into the after hours today. So that is really going to wrap up this update on AMC and GameStop's earnings announcement. If you guys enjoyed the information and analysis that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.